I forgot.
Inappropriated?
Inebriated.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Intellectuals. I got in front of me the man, the myth, the legend, the man that I have to track down, Guido Grasso.
Track me down correctly.
Yes.
Hi, Poseidon. Hi, intellectual community.
What's up?
I'm Guido. How are you?
And I, of course, am Poseidon.
You are, of course, Poseidon.
Yes.
You are absolutely Poseidon. If I have to picture a Poseidon,
It's me.
it's you
It's my face.
in the ocean holding a trident.
Yeah?
Dead.
I'm calling Merriam-Webster so they could put a picture up in the dictionary.
Has anyone
next to the word of
painted you
Poseidon?
As a mermaid man, like a merman,
Yeah, actually.
I would love
Yeah.
a painting of you. Thank you.
There has been.
To
no one has ever
whoever
considered him a man.
added me to your artwork. I have to thank whoever that is. That was quite touching.
That's LaForce. He is an amazing painter.
On the
Very
Byzantine
talented.
painting? Is that what you're talking about? The Byzantine painting?
Yeah.
Where
The Byzantine,
he's an
actually-
angel with pizza?
Yeah, basically.
He found un siècle
Yeah.
to even take part of.
Yeah. You're the pizza angel.
I'm the pizza angel. Poseidon and his trident.
You bring us pizza when we pray for pizza.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at making pizza.
Yeah. So how you been? How was your week?
It was good. You know what
Yeah?
this song reminds me of? Besides the fact that we said Beethoven and you won the contest last week and everybody gave you hugs,
What contest?
everybody was just dumbfounded that you actually guessed. Who
I guessed it
composed
right.
this.
Yeah, but I actually guessed. I didn't actually know though. That's
Man, it was a good guess. Sometimes, statistically speaking, if you take a test, your first hunch usually is the right one.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like in exams, I used to when I used to take exams in college, the little college that I did, by the way, and in high school. A lot of times, the first answer where I thought it's this, and then I was
Usually
like,
is.
"Fuck it, let's change it." And then I'd get the answer. I was like, "Fuck, that's what I thought it was."
Did you ever have the brain capacity to sometimes use the fact that you speak Greek as part of an answer? Meaning, let's say the answer was Tiro something.
like the question or something.
A word that is in Greek, Tiro.
What he means is like if it's a decagon and you're like, oh yeah, that's
Right.
10.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, so
multiple
you
times.
were okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did that shit in Montreal. Sometimes I wouldn't know anything, but because I would Italian French the shit, I would get the answer.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's
And so
pretty.
you with Greekness,
Well, yeah. Octagon, hexagon, pentagon.
octagon. You know what the octagon was?
Yeah.
Huh? I don't know if you know the octagon.
In UFC.
Octagon was the best $1 beer nightclub.
Oh yeah, you told me about this the other
Discotheque.
time.
Across the street from Bordeaux Prison on Gouin and let's say, what is that, Mayor?
Yeah.
It's now you can't even see the remnants of what once was. Okay, have you ever been to Bourbon's North?
No.
Okay.
I don't
that's
know
a
what
whole-
that is.
Okay, Bourbon's, the nightclub.
Okay.
Mondays was staff night, and you would drive to Saint-Sauveur.
Mont
And it would
Saint-Sauveur?
just be a big parking lot and a one-floor club. And the back would be open lakes, pit fires, gorgeous women, $1 a beer. The guy from Supertramp would be the live band. Bourbon's was an institution. And
Interesting.
they had Octagon, which was a mini version of it. It was kind of like a biker's play. Like half the people inside Bordeaux would be controlling what was happening across the street at Octagon. That was a hell of a place. $1 a beer, bro.
Was it shaped like an octagon, or they just called it like that?
They just called it like that. It looked... Have you ever been to Larnac?
No.
Where the fuck did you go, bro?
I don't know. I went when I
kidding.
was a teenager downtown.
I just
music
realized
and all
how
these
much of a-
douchebag places.
There's got to be a 20-year difference between you and me. What was other stuff I was thinking about? I was thinking about Poseidon wouldn't know this shit.
quite a lot of stuff.
But not because of your intellectual capacity, but more because of anybody your age wouldn't
Wouldn't know.
know.
Well, we were driving the other time. You kept telling me this was that, like all kinds of shows. Like, oh, that's cool.
I don't know why I retain it. It's not like it means anything.
Yeah. What do you think that is that we retain useless information sometimes?
Just in case dead Regis calls you and says, "Who wants to be a millionaire?"
Whom?
Regis Philbin.
Oh, the guy from the host, right?
Who wants to be a millionaire? Yeah, he was on. The Kelly Ripa show. You know that shit. In the morning, you have Kelly and the
I don't know who
Kelly and
is.
fucking the guy from hosting fucking. What's the show where people are singing idiots? America's Got Talent. No, the original one.
X Factor.
No, the original one.
Oh fuck, bro, I don't know.
Who Wants to Be a Superstar? Simon Cowell, their show.
Who
That
Wants
guy.
to Be a Millionaire?
Okay, but
Regis
Kelly
Philbin,
Ripa does
Kelly-
the show. Kelly and the guy who hosts Dick Clark New Year's. What the hell is his name?
Are you talking about the morning show? Like
Yeah.
was it Live with Regis and Kelly?
Yeah. Okay. So Kelly Ripa and who's the guy now from American Idol?
Oh, you don't want me to say it. You want him to know it.
What's his name?
Simon Cowell.
No, not that
the
guy.
guy who hosts the shit.
Oh,
The guy who tried to high five a blind guy.
Oh, Ryan Seacrest.
Right. So
Yeah.
that Ryan Seacrest Kelly Ripa show in the morning, that was invented by Regis Philbin. He used to host it with Kathy Lee. Why does it matter? I don't know.
Yeah.
Poseidon's never gonna get to experience Kathy Lee Gifford.
Was she hot?
You'd fuck her.
Yeah.
You'd fuck her.
Let's fuck. Yeah. My standards are pretty.
How
He
about
could
this,
fuck
you
a
know-
well-standard table at this point.
Yeah. You know who I saw recently? Last couple of nights. Are you the type that has to fall asleep to something or you need silence?
It depends.
Right.
I've noticed some nights I need complete silence, and some nights I need background noise.
I've lately typed in like a rainy coffee shop jazz or something. It's like a Starbucks in London, and it's good background. Another one is 747. For some reason, the sound
like the Boeing,
the
like
plane, yeah.
Really?
But
Oof, I could never.
I've also done it.
But then again, I've had planes flying over my apartment.
No, the inside, the cabin. Oh. You hear boom, 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 whatever the sound of a cabin.
Yeah,
it actually helps fall asleep. But I've been watching Three's Company on YouTube. They have
where have I heard about
Three's
that?
Company is a show that I'd say anybody my age and older would come home. It would be on in reruns at 4 or 5 p.m. on 10 different channels. We all knew it.
What was it about?
It was about a guy living with 2 girls.
Mm-hmm.
But he had to pretend he was gay or else the landlord wouldn't let. But he...
Why? What does the landlord have to do with him living with 2 broads?
Because God forbid a man lives with 2 women in 1980.
I think that landlord should mind his own fucking business.
Well, he was a very funny actor named Norman Fell who played Stanley Roper, who then was recast with Mr. Furley, Don Knotts. But I'm watching that show. Sometimes the concept of a show is okay, and they're topical, but it proves that the actor doing it has to be strong. People underestimate how wonderful of an actor John Ritter was. For you, John Ritter was... You ever see Problem Child?
Nope.
Fucked Up Kid?
I am a problem child.
Right. Okay. You wouldn't know John Ritter. You wouldn't.
Yeah.
Did you see Bad Santa?
That rings a bell.
Billy Bob Thornton is the drunk Santa Claus with the black midget, the elf, and he's...
I think I've seen that.
Okay, well, one of the guys that hires him, that's John Ritter. The point is, him and Suzanne Summers. I mean, this is the pre-aerobic years. And she was...
He doesn't know who Suzanne Summers is. Guido.
She was absolutely gorgeous. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, she went up to season 4, but then she was the dumb blonde. But she did that so well.
I like dumb blondes.
But she was stunning. She would take over. In any case, I was just reappreciating. Yeah, it's cheesy, Three's Company. You see some jokes coming a mile away. But I was noticing how like watching John Ritter at his best is like watching Buster Keaton. Buster Keaton, put him in the Charlie Chaplin category in your brain.
Okay.
You ever see a guy standing there and the front of a whole building falls, but he manages to be
Like in those Wild
standing
Westerns?
in the only part where the window
Yeah.
was, so he didn't die, but the whole Buster Keaton did that shit. He was like Jackie Chan. So he would take pratfalls and Kramer falling. These are people before him. And John Ritter was fucking gold at that.
I need a crash course on all this. Like, sit down, watch some stuff that are important.
$50 an hour. I'll
But you know why I really like dumb blondes? Because it's the only women I can outsmart into having sex with me.
That's not true. How many blondes have you had sex with? There you go.
I don't know, a few.
I know your outsmart move because I've also been an insecure fat fuck. But where you like, you know, I must trick her into fucking me because she couldn't possibly enjoy this. But at some point in my life, I changed it to she's enjoying herself as much as me.
Even if she says no.
But you know, like
and I've explored that too.
Yeah.
Because as you know, and you're like this too, that's why I don't really,
Well, I always
I'm
thought
not into prostitutes. Unless she's Meryl Streep.
Well, I always thought she won't like what she sees.
It
Not
turns me on if she's turned on.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's what a normal man.
So
that's how it should be for any
if
normal
you trick a
man.
girl into fucking you, at some point she's going to be like, wait a second. This is not what I expected.
I was fooled, Charlie.
Yeah, so you don't want that.
No, I don't mean trick her into having sex. I mean like a little smarter, you know.
did mean that. Explain it in detail.
I don't know. I just thought it was something funny to
Oh,
say.
it was funny to say.
Yeah.
But you don't want to trick a girl into fucking you because at some point she's going to be like, oh.
Yeah, obviously.
My friend was right.
Yeah, but like he said like something about like I'd fuck a well sanded table. What did you say at this point?
Go on with your fucking show. Don't worry about what I said.
Okay.
He did say well sanded table.
Yeah, but like I feel like I've been calming down lately. You know what I mean? Like
how's your testosterone level?
Like still good. Like I still want to fuck. I still get erections.
You wake up with erections?
Of course, yes, every day. But I feel like I have more of a control over it. Like, did you feel this way when you were younger? Did you feel like fuck? I gotta fuck like all the time.
Right.
Was it like
I'm in a passive stage right now.
like if you fuck, you fuck type of thing?
I'm in a passive stage right now. Whereas, let's say 2 years ago, I was a walking. I was like your.
You were a walking erection.
I was like your cousins from Greece that come visit for a week. You know, those
Yeah.
guys, you know these guys from Italy,
especially when they visit Montreal.
From Italy, hey, ciao, hey, you want to fuck? These people, they're walking erections. I passed that. I now can fold my erection.
So hold on, it lasted all the way up until.
No, I turn it on or off. Now then, other things have. I'll still fuck. But I'm saying it's not maybe as a priority.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a red alert, cleavage.
Yeah.
Now it's like, my lower back hurts. Maybe I should lie down and watch Pornhub for 30 seconds. I'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean,
what have you been typing into Pornhub lately? Are you like who was that famous Lebanese girl there, that porn chick?
Mia Khalifa. No, I never liked her pornos.
Do you like do that? Do you like famous people, or do you just go like anal?
I tried to watch Mia Khalifa's. I didn't really enjoy them.
But I mean, how do you search for porn? Do you do the action or the
action
the
action?
All right.
So like
fisting.
Well,
grandma.
I've never gone down that path, thank God. But I mean, like deep throat. I'll check deep throat.
Okay, you'll check deep throat.
Deep throat, cream pie. For some reason,
but with a famous.
No,
okay.
not even.
He
All right,
doesn't care about fame. He cares about parents.
So there was no trick.
True, he puts in a
She
lot
needs
of
the more
Tracy-
daddy
okay,
issues.
so
No, I
you
don't.
You do?
It
So
puts
how
a
do
lot
you
of
know?
step-
Oh
that?
no, I'll put
He
MILF.
told us.
No. Sometimes I'll put MILF. I said that was the hot videos of Pornhub that
Okay, so
pop up,
you-
and you
you
admitted
go
to
by
this on 2 Drink
suggestion.
Minimum.
What?
The that it's the hot videos that I don't
I
actually
didn't
go searching.
admit to it. I'm not the one who runs the website. There's nothing to admit to. I said that you are correct. We checked it, and it is the hot videos.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
I
go
thought you
by
I
meant-
the-
admit,
what's
like, I
popular.
run Pornhub. I admit that we're pushing step parents.
you go by the it's like being in a video store, jeans selections. So
Yeah.
you go by Pornhub suggestions.
No, I just said I don't, because in the suggestions, it's my suggestions. It's always like deep throat stuff and like cream
Deep
pie
throat.
stuff. Yeah,
Little boys.
and and in the hot videos, because there's a hot video section of what's popular in Canada right now and stuff like that. It's always stepsister, step parent stuff.
You know what? I will agree because
Actually, yeah, why do you think that is?
Explored that. A couple of years ago, around New Year's Eve, I noticed
You fucked your
some
stepsister?
news articles saying we're going to give you the Pornhub search of the year for versus a map. So it showed you what the map of the world and what the search query of. And I noticed this stepsister shit more popular in North America.
What do you think that is, as a man of?
I don't know.
Much culture.
As a man of much culture, I don't know. I'm saying that it's very, very interesting. And gay, a lot of the Southern Baptist, it's as if there wasn't Southern Baptist going on versus the search results.
Hold on, I didn't understand that.
What I mean is New York,
Yeah.
LA, San Francisco,
Yeah.
you'll see gay search.
Okay.
You won't see it in Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, New Orleans, the Southern. But you will
That's
see
because they
it
have
in
cleaner
search.
water. But keep
But
going.
you will see it in search. So publicly they're saying, biblical stuff, but privately they're still
Hold on, you're
searching.
telling me in Alabama they search for like pastor porn and shit?
I don't know if they search for pastor porn, but if maybe the pastor porn. But I'm saying,
They search for Pastor Prime porn.
Chez Mado. See, Chez Mado, that is a Montreal past her prime. If you were to talk to somebody my age or older,
it just clicked.
past
Poseidon,
her prime,
I'm a comedic genius.
You are.
I'm the last of the real ones.
Yes.
Get on my level.
past her prime strip joints in Montreal would be Chez Mado. Chez Mado is a strip club that was known for she was big back in the day, and now she's just,
Now she's
she's here to pasture.
now she's
That was Chez
now
Mado.
she's big in physical form.
Yeah. Those are the type of where they work at the breakfast places where they have serveuse sexy, where they
They have breakfast places like
yeah,
that?
they still exist.
Really?
Where you go to
Where the hell are they?
in the East End, what do you call it? Those breakfast places, man.
I've never seen any of these breakfast places in my life.
Give me a breakfast place.
Allô mon coco.
Allô mon coco, but
Shikora.
serveuse sexy. It's Shikora.
Oh, kind of like Hooters.
No, but they're wearing lingerie from Reitman's.
What the fuck is Reitman's?
It's where your mother shops.
I don't know where my mother shops.
Why do I know where she shops?
Oh, look at this. He's implying he's
He
banging my mom.
visits. Yeah, he's implying that he visits a dildo store.
No, Reitman's is a very Montreal-centric. I don't even know if it exists anymore.
I don't know, but I remember those shitty commercials. Reitman's, Au Couture.
Well, you know what? If you're a certain age, you'll appreciate the last 20 pages of Consumers Distributing Catalog. And Consumers Distributing Catalog in Montreal was, in my opinion, Amazon.com before Amazon.com. And had they just had the forethought to think to go into the interweb, they would have been Amazon way before.
Well, the web wasn't as big of a thing then, so they couldn't have. But I feel like their business model was a little weird.
Well, what happened was the people working in the back were ripping off there was no so.
For the people who don't know, can you explain what it was and how
Okay,
you
so
bought? 'Cause he
Yeah,
was-
because I have no idea what the fuck
you
you're
can
talking
go to
I
about.
figured I saw your face.
You can go to eBay right now. In fact, I think Kathy has one in the trunk of her car. 1983, 84, 85, 86, 87. You know how Canadian Tire sends you 2 catalogs a year or 3?
They do.
One
I
will
just throw
be-
those out. I get
well,
them in the mail and I just recycle them.
One will be Autun. Another one will be École. Another one will be Printemps.
Oh, like back
été.
to school stuff and like.
Okay, but consumers distributing was wonderful. So if you wanted to see what the next Nintendo invention was or G.I. Joe, the last 20 pages was all the toys. And we used to fucking stare at that shit
Well,
like it was Penthouse.
I remember when I
And
was a kid.
the reason they fucked up was because you used to go to the consumers distributing. There was one where Canadian Tire is, where it's not anymore, across the street from Adonis, where they're building the high-rise.
Yeah.
There was a consumers in there. And people working there would know the scam. So I would go on the catalog and I would buy this, radio for $30. But the guy working would put the DVD player in the box too.
Oh shit.
So that's how their model failed. But otherwise, it was ahead of its time.
I remember when I was a kid, we had something called Scholastic.
Yeah, the books.
I used to go for some reason crazy over the shit, all the useless
because
shit
they
I
used
bought.
to come. They used to come and during your boring days of school, when they would
Yes.
give you a half hour to stare at this thing, and you would check off, oh my God, the Book of Garfield, Heathcliff, comic books. Oh my God, CDs, and then from there you went to Columbia House.
Yeah.
And Netflix was Columbia House first. They would give you a bunch of free shit. Get 9 movies for a penny.
Really?
That's how Netflix started.
Didn't they have those vending machines?
Columbia House. No, it was more, you put it in the mail. There was no vending machine, like a red box.
What was that? That was Redbox that had the vending machine.
Yeah. Netflix was just, the first time I saw or heard Netflix was in Times Square in 1999, 2000. They were competing with Columbia House. And at one point, I think Blockbuster had the option to buy Netflix for,
Oh yeah, but they said nah.
they said no.
Yeah.
Because the guy running the Blockbuster was made of wood, I think. He didn't understand metal.
Like, oh
No,
okay.
I don't know. He was,
You're saying he's dumb?
it was a big mistake.
Oh yeah, of course.
And,
Poseidon, did you think it was Pinocchio? He was actually made
No,
of
no,
wood?
no. No, I didn't think that. But there's
There
one
was a
block.
club called Pinocchio on Maisonneuve, upstairs the Ben and Jerry's.
There's one Blockbuster left somewhere in the States, and they're keeping it open simply for
Nostalgia?
nostalgic reasons. And
should.
people actually make it a road trip event to hop in their car and
They
drive
have
to
a
that
McDonald's
Blockbuster.
that still has pizza in West Virginia.
Yeah, you told me about this last time. Yeah,
And McDonald's had a decent pizza. Believe it or not, it had a decent pizza.
yeah.
And it was actually, it was the timing. Like, the top brass of McDonald's now should know that if they put pizza out now, they would destroy the market. But I don't know why it's not happening.
You think the pizza lobby has paid off McDonald's?
No, I think the
it's-
pizza lobby made so much money, they're not the pizza lobby anymore. You know, like back in the day, you would hear stories about if this pizzeria didn't buy cheese or tomatoes from this company, they would
Yeah.
blow up the place.
Yeah,
The mob doesn't do that shit no more.
yeah.
The mob has a lot more money to worry about. So anybody that comes to you for a collection is just watched a lot of Joe Pesci movies. The mob doesn't care to make your little extra from
Yeah.
your pizzeria. They're worried about more,
Bigger
white-collar
things.
crime.
Yeah, but like I'll give you an example. Like it always baffled me why Pizza Hut has cheese in the crust pizza, and the only other ones is Delissio, but the frozen ones. But no other
I'll do it. You want me to
pizzeria
do it?
does
I'll
this.
do it.
No, but why do you think that? Like
Because other
These are
people
the
don't jump on. He's a
Keep him
busy
up at
pizza.
night.
I swear to God.
Same question
I
he
swear
asked
to God.
himself when he said, "Do I look good in this shirt?"
Yeah, It's just at night, some people are like, "Fuck, how am I gonna pay the
No,
rent tomorrow?"
I've thought of this.
I think
too.
my wife is cheating on me with my
I-
best
I
friend.
have to
This guy's
defend
like,
him.
why did only one company have cheese and
I
two
have to
companies?
defend him on that because that's when a lot of good ideas come from there.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like why? Why?
Okay. There are a lot more than you think.
How do you copyright cheese in the crust?
You don't. You just do it. But
And you pass some envelopes under the table?
no. You know what it really comes down to, especially today? Interface. You and I are starving right now, and we're gonna call Uber Eats.
Yeah.
I promise you, if stuffed crust at $9.99 with a 2-liter Coke and a bag of chips is the first thing I see, and it's easy for me, I'm gonna go yes, next. So if you want stuffed crust pizza to be available regularly, just do it. People will buy it. Who doesn't like melted cheese? The greatest thing Greeks ever made, Saganaki. Oh. Tabarnak. That's the type of food that when you eat it properly, you say tabarnak.
Bro, you don't understand how fucking good that is.
I can
Have
eat
you had it in Greece?
Saganaki off a pussy.
I can eat almost
I'll eat
anything.
it off a cock. It's that good.
Okay, let's not go that far. But
yeah,
I can eat almost
Saganaki-
anything off of
Poseidon will
pussy.
do you one better. He'll eat a cock off a pussy.
Yeah. No, but seriously, Saganaki, you familiar with this?
So Saganaki, for those who don't know, who haven't
It's
heard of
just
it,
melted goddamn
it's
cheese.
basically fried cheese, deep fried cheese
It's
with flour.
You know that the Arabs do it with halloumi, but not as gooey and deliciousness.
Yeah.
That thing you like about poutine, Saganaki has it all the time.
Yeah, but a bit
When
more
you-
salty, and you put the lemon on top, and it does that sizzling sound. That's
just like and who does it? It's like $16 for a square at.
I remember
Tripoli.
when I
But what kind of cheese is that Saganaki motherfucker?
kefalotiri, I think.
Kefalotiri.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Kefalotiri.
You can search it up. But
The passion.
obviously, the best cheese I've had was in Greece. The best feta I had was in Crete.
Feta
in
is okay.
Heraclion.
I
Hold on,
understand
hold on.
the
You
whole
don't-
feta thing, but it doesn't melt. It crumbles. I'm
You-
talking about melted
no,
cheese.
you don't understand.
I'm talking about the velvet.
Guido, this feta was so good
Yeah.
that I hounded the owner of the restaurant
I just smelled olives. 'cause
and
of-
asking him where he bought this feta from. What? I kept asking him where he found this feta from. And he's like, okay. Finally tells me the store. And I went to the store and bought a small, I went to the source, bro, and bought a square of cheese and just ate
I
it.
just spoke to you about Ferrari, the automobile, and you said, bro, I drove a fucking Toyota one day. It was the best.
No.
I'm telling you, Saganaki, the silkiness of the cheese
But-
and the meltiness of the cheese.
Yeah.
And you're crumbling. You're all rocks crumbling.
What do you mean?
To me, feta
Feta's
is
amazing too.
dried ricotta. I'm talking about the melting of a cheese. How many feta pizzas do you have? Not a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm talking about the melted gooiness, the nation that loves grilled cheese. You take Saganaki and you combine it with grilled cheese, and you made $1 million. That's what I'm saying.
It's a business idea. You
You
call it gay
invented
cheese.
the melted
Why is it gay cheese?
because we have to eat it off a cock.
Yeah, because you're selling it.
The meltiness. Do you understand what I mean about the meltiness? You know, like in
Yes,
a
of
commercial
course.
when
I
you
know.
see
I've eaten
cheese
it
melt,
multiple
the
times. I've had
string-
Saganaki in Greece.
Have you ever had? You ever been to like an Italian place where they say we have spaghetti alla chitarra, like as a guitar?
What?
You know, you're in a real old school place when they say
Alla
spaghetti
chitarra.
alla chitarra.
La
You know what that
guitarra.
means? It means that there's melted bocconcini cheese on it, or melted like Saganaki type cheese. That when you eat the spaghetti, the cheese goes with the pasta and it makes strings like a guitar.
Really? Oh shit! I didn't know that.
That's
You know
what
what
that
I've
means.
seen in Italian restaurants that trips me the fuck out is they bring you the pasta plate, and then they bring you that wheel of cheese, and they heat it up with a knife, and they kind of do like this thing, and then they go, and it's a ton of melted cheese on the pasta. Have you seen those videos?
God bless those places because they
Yes.
don't exist as much anymore. Because
Yeah.
too many waiters want to rape you.
What do you mean? What?
But
There's
you're
waiters raping
talking
people out
about-
there.
You're talking about like a raclette.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
You just described raclette to me perfectly, which is Swiss, which is
Not necessarily Swiss.
giant
Sometimes it's
wheel-
cheddar.
It's
Yeah.
this giant wheel of cheese.
Yeah.
There was a fonderie on La Jeunesse. It's
And they
basically,
go-
if you go to Mont Tremblant,
Yeah.
there's a lot of that. Where in the 70s and 80s, it was a big thing where you would get
Really?
your raclette kit.
There's a
And,
kit.
you would.
I don't think we're
have
talking
you
about the
ever
same
had
thing here,
fondue?
Guido.
Okay, this wheel. It looks like a giant wheel of Parmesan.
Okay.
And they go like this, and they scrape shit off, and they put it on your dish,
Yeah.
and it melts,
Yeah.
and it sizzles, and you eat.
Yeah.
That's called a raclette.
Okay.
RACLETTE.
But this I'm talking about. They were melting the wheel of cheese.
You probably saw a YouTube video of some fucking restaurant in Rome, and everyone went, "Yay! In Italia, we like to fuck." It was one of
No,
those.
nothing like that. But it's a lot of restaurants. But anyways.
I don't know how many restaurants.
But speaking of Greece and Italy and all that, you were talking to me about Mykonos before.
Mykonos is one of the most beautiful. The beaches of Greece, as a very proud Italian, I have to say, for dollar and what you get morning till night, the beaches to Greece pee on the beaches of Italy. If you're in your 20s and you got a party and you want a beach atmosphere, besides the fact that you're in a fucking postcard where it seems like the nation only has two colors of paint, white and blue, it is amazing. I went at 35, so the daytime nightclub atmosphere in the daytime was, after a while, a bit annoying. You wanted to go, not as loud, but God damn it. If you want to see the
Wild,
most beautiful people eat the best food and basically fuck, heterosexual or homosexual, but I was the fattest fuck in all of Greece because every guy there was gay and looked like Van Damme. But besides that, you have a lot of io sono italiana, vengo dall'Italia, sono una bella ragazza. You have a lot of these girls that are just like
Gorgeous.
stunning from Germany. And in Mykonos there's a season, like in June is when you have a lot of the Germans.
Yeah.
And then in August you have a lot of Australians. And Australians, by the way, travel the world more than anybody because they are furthest away from anybody. A 10-hour trip on a plane for them is like you driving to Ottawa. Get what I mean?
Yeah. Perception.
Their minimum is at least 10 hours, so they're used to it.
Yeah.
So
10-hour flight for me. I want to
you'll notice
murder
this,
everyone.
but it's like Ottawa. So you'll notice this. You'll meet a lot of Australians that have. I've met more Australians around the world than I have any other people. First of all, it's because you hear the accent and you understand that they're Australian. But fucking Mykonos was great. That's why Tom Hanks is Greek now, man. Forrest Gump said, "Fuck it."
Or he's escaping certain charges.
Yeah, and where
If we
else?
follow
where
the
else do you
conspiracy
wanna do it in
theories.
fucking
He's in the
Greece?
wrong country because
Bro.
if he does that shit in Greece, they'll
Bro, I
They'll
drank
fucking
a gla-
castrate him, bro.
I drank a glass of milk in Greece, and I thought of my grandmother. That's what I mean. There are some things that are like,
Of course.
Why you
You
guys
can-
wouldn't buy your milk from the store? You'd get your grandmother.
I would
you'd
fucking milk
your-
an old
you'd
lady,
Milk
bro.
an old lady.
No, what
Bro,
it means.
but I'll give you another example. I could not go to a dépanneur right now. I mean, I can. I wouldn't because of self-respect. But if I walk into a dépanneur right now and I buy pasta, Catelli.
They sell pasta at
jar.
dépanneurs?
Yeah, every dépanneur. And I buy a jar of Prego or Ragu or whatever and I make it at home, I would want to kill myself. But it's edible. In Greece, in Italy, in Europe in general, even the shit version of the pasta you buy. Like I bought Barilla pasta and sauce in a dépanneur in Greece and I ate it and it was like, oh my God, it was wonderful.
What do you think that is?
Because
What do you think the
I know
quality
that-
of
I know
everything
that
over there is better?
They make
Everything
products,
that they make.
They make products. Look, prosciutto. Prosciutto comes from Parma, Italy. They leave you go to Parma, Italy, you have prosciutto, or you go to Barcelona and you have la pata negra, jamon, and it's the greatest you ever had. They send that shit out to the rest of Italy. They keep the A stuff in Italy. You're laughing because I said jamon.
I didn't laugh at all.
You know what la pata negra is?
The black pasta?
No, it means the black
Panther.
the black. It means the black leg.
The black arm?
The prosciutto in Spain is even better than prosciutto in Italy. My point is, They keep the good stuff in Greece. You know how you ever hear, bro, my grandfather in Greece, he has this olive oil. We had to sneak it out. It's not allowed to leave Greece. Only in Greece they can have that shit.
Yeah.
You hear that shit.
Of course.
It basically means they send the good stuff. They keep the good stuff for themselves. So that's how it is with in pasta too. San Pellegrino in Europe, you down a bottle, you don't burp. Here you take 2 sips, you burp because they adapt to taste. Local taste. So here, you know, jamon tastes like Mae West and Joe Louis.
What are some of the stories
I think I talked enough now.
that came out of Mykonos? Like anything crazy?
Well, what do you think he's going to tell you? Like, there was a
know.
gang rape on the beach. Like, what are you expecting?
I don't know.
The landlord for it was my friend's 40th birthday. And this guy was, I'm not kidding, just this was not tattooed.
Just his
Jesus.
face?
He was head to toe,
Tattoos?
muscular, tattoos everywhere.
That's too much, man.
It kind of suited him, I have to say. It's fucking weird,
Yeah, well...
but you can I kind of, you know,
That's
it's
too
like
much.
the rock on his arm, it looks good on him. Me, it looks stupid.
yeah.
Anyway,
Well, depends what
so
you get
we
also, right?
rented this beautiful, you know, villa. Everyone pitched in, but the landlords who were like they were born with Marlboro lights stuck to their
They came out the womb just...
the landlord was mad because we were making noise. Where the fuck do you think we are, bro?
This was while
We're
in
in a
Mykonos.
postcard. We're in a postcard. We're in Mykonos.
Yeah.
And now you're saying it's too loud. I think it's because, personally, because I wasn't a negotiator, I think that his look intimidated the landlord, and it was a battle of ego versus, because I bet you a week later, some, you know, George Clooney motherfucker from LA comes in and does the same party and everything's open.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that it was a one-on-one.
Well, yeah, somebody old school like that sees somebody fully tatted up.
I think
like
that's
that,
what
they
it
get
was.
they
It
think-
had to have
They
been.
think right
because
away criminal, murder.
I mean, I could show you pictures. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like I was, wow. Yeah, that's what I mean, I've also been to Poseidon. That's beautiful in Italy, the Amalfi Coast. Sorrento is a bit like
Like the Kia Sorrento.
right. It's a bit like Florida old people.
Yeah.
If you see the word Sorrento in pasta on a menu, it means there's melted cheese on it. That's another.
Oh shit. Okay.
Remember that.
I'm gonna remember that. Oh, I'm definitely
If
never
you see
forgetting that shit.
Sorrento in a
because
pasta order in a restaurant, it means there's melted cheese.
melted cheese is my fucking weakness.
Me too. That's why we're here.
You know what?
Tabarnak. I'm gonna make a Saganaki pizza. How much should I charge for that, motherfucker?
That's gonna be expensive.
What would you
bro.
call it? I would call it pizza.
But how would
pizza
you
Tripoli.
hold on? How would you even make that? Because the thing is, you gotta.
I would make
you
the
gotta-
pizza at
you gotta
3/4, and I would just melt the Saganaki at the end, the last 5 minutes.
Hold on. Repeat that.
I would make a cheese pizza
Okay.
with 25% mozzarella,
Okay.
some tomato by choice, maybe someone olive oil,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even some feta that you fucking
Okay.
live for.
I was talking about the feta
but-
in a certain place that I tried that I freaked out
There's
over.
a reason why feta and feet come from the same area. What? No, I'm kidding.
What?
I like feta. There's nothing wrong with the goat. I'm a Capricorn. I would melt, like the way when I make my margarita, I would just put bocconcini on it at the end and melt it.
Yeah.
So I would put
You did this
Saganaki.
last time.
I would put Saganaki at the end just to melt tabarnak.
It would have to be very thin, though.
$40 pizza.
Yeah, it would have to be very thin though, the saganaki, because usually it's much thicker. And if you do that throughout the whole pizza, it's gonna kind of ruin it. I find.
I'd have to
It's-
fuck with
it
the
would.
Saganaki to see at what point the melting.
Yeah, you'd have
Like
to
I
like
was
thin
making
it out.
T1000s for Terminator and Cyberdyne or whatever the fuck. I would have to measure the melting point of the T800 in lava.
Yeah.
Cyberdyne? No, what the fuck
wouldn't
is
be
the
a
name of
bad
that
idea.
company? The company in Terminator. I watched John Connor get killed.
You're talking about Skynet.
Skynet.
What the hell, Cyberdyne?
What the fuck did you cyber what? The fuck?
Cyberdyne?
Cyberdyne is another movie.
How did you come up with?
It's
Cyberdyne
Cyberdyne
Studios.
for me is Skynet and same. I watched John Connor get killed in the most unnecessary of the Terminators, and I noticed that
Which one is the most unnecessary? I think
the
anything
last
after
one,
two
the last
is-
one where they brought Linda Hamilton out of a rocking chair.
I didn't watch that. Because
Well, there's one part of that movie which basically explains why everything we saw in 1992 doesn't matter anymore.
which means that they fucked up the story.
Right.
Only,
But
two
apparently it
movies
was approved.
I didn't watch
by,
that one.
Cameron,
Nah,
Titanic
bullshit.
man. But basically, you see her. It's her now, but you know, special effects to look like 1992,
count. Young Linda
like the
Hamilton.
girl that broke out of the fucking mental institution.
Actually, it's on
with the two
Amazon Prime.
twins. Right, that's
That
what I
has
saw.
nothing to do
Someone
with what
watch
he's
it.
saying. That has nothing to do with what he's
No, I'm
saying.
saying I'm gonna watch it.
So basically, she was in Guatemala or on a beach or something at a bar with what's his name that can't get insured for a movie anymore, Edward Furlong. She was because why hasn't he been fucking John Connor since the fucking all these?
Yeah, what
movies?
happened to him?
Because he was uninsurable. He was very, very fucked up.
Like
sadly.
drugs?
Yeah, and but they CGI'd the fuck out of him really well. She looked exactly like she did, you know, breaking out of that mental institution in part 2.
Yeah.
And he with the fucking bangs, you know, when
She was a
she's
cutie.
when she's against the and they go,
Yeah, when the guy tried
Oh.
to rape her.
and when the two twins were raping her, and he puts the fucking through his eye. Anyway, and he looked like John Con. And this best way I could describe it is exactly 1992 T800 Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator comes wearing very fashionable beige pants. This Terminator comes out and kills John Con. And he kind of looked like, he looked more like, if you watch the chase scene in the Terminator 2 where the rig, the T-1000
And he's
is
running-
in the Optimus Prime truck and he's chasing John Connor and Arnold Schwarzenegger on the motorcycle, that famous through the,
Yeah.
sometimes you
through
see
the
it's-
river thing,
it's,
no?
Yeah. It's Schwarzenegger, Latino stuntman Schwarzenegger, Latino stuntman.
I never paid attention to that.
Well, if
I
you
was a
watch
kid.
it enough like me,
Yeah.
you'll know. And this Schwarzenegger that came out and killed this John Connor looked like Latino Schwarzenegger is all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
And then later on in the movie, he answers the door as old man Schwarzenegger with his beard.
But
Cybernetic organism, Aquavelva.
Here's
His
my question.
Beard. Have you ever seen what Schwarzenegger's illegitimate son looks like?
He has an illegitimate son?
Right. So
No.
Schwarzenegger's kids, there's Catherine Schwarzenegger, who Schwarzenegger is married to the Kennedys.
Yeah.
So they all have this, you know, I don't know if you noticed, but this Kennedy family, they all have that Kennedy face. They look related.
They look like clam chowder.
Chowder.
Okay.
They talk like Maya Quembe. So Schwarzenegger's sons, there's Catherine Schwarzenegger, who married the kid from Guardians of the Galaxy. And then there's his sons. Christopher, who's nice and fat. He's a good fat. I could imagine bodybuilder, Mr. Universe, Mr. Olympia yelling at this kid his whole life. This
Oh,
kid
God.
hates his father.
Put the popsicle down.
He's so fat. And then there's another one, but they look like his son looks more like Maria Shriver. One, the fat one looks like Ted Kennedy, and the other one looks like.
He doesn't know who any of these people are. For
I'm
them.
saying it for
Except
them.
for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like,
I'm saying it for them. They're the Kennedy.
Like I remember watching Predator.
Right.
The Kennedys are, I mean, not.
They're like
literally,
Trudeau, but the states.
but even bigger. They're basically it's not official, but they're the royal family of the.
Of the United States of America.
They are the royal family.
Oh
of the
shit!
United
I didn't know
States.
that.
Well said. That's
Why?
called Camelot.
Why?
Because the amount of money made by Joe Kennedy, the father of Robert Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, and Ted Kennedy, they were Catholic, they were Irish, they were from Boston. The amount of money that they made through Montreal and Seagrams and bootlegging and booze and Al Capone, they amassed an empire that is
Aren't they all dead though?
no, they're still around. Maria Shriver, he's a Kennedy.
Okay.
Our comedian friend, he's the best. What's his name? Come on. The guy always wears the hockey jerseys.
He's talking about Earl.
Earl Skakel.
Oh.
He's a Kennedy.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Earl's a Kennedy. Yeah.
Earl
Yeah.
Skakel is a
shit.
Kennedy. He's legit the Kennedy. In fact, Earl's cousin is in jail for murder. That famous Skakel.
I don't know
Murder.
about that. I never.
Yeah.
You know, I heard
In
a-
any case, there was a reason I said that. So Schwarzenegger. Now, that's what his kids look like. He was fucking his maid.
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
Mr. Schwarzenegger, he no home. Mr. Schwarzenegger, no home. You know the cleaning lady from Family Guy?
Consuela, get back to
Yeah.
bed.
That's
No,
what she
no.
no,
No,
I swear,
don't touch me like
in the
this.
most of non-racist way possible. She looked like that.
No way.
This is Governor Schwarzenegger. This is Schwarzenegger like 15 years ago. I'm going to be the governor, and he became all the fucking the Consuela.
He would have got away with it if he didn't get her impregnated.
Time out.
Oh,
So
shit.
now, his illegitimate kid. You know how Schwarzenegger's wife found out that he was cheating on her? When the maid's kid started to look more like her husband than her kid because they were born at the same time. So there's a guy named Joseph Baena. He took his mom's last name. But Schwarzenegger is still a part of his life. He loves his son. This guy, mark my words, he's going to go places because he
The
had something
illegitimate
to
one.
prove. He had to try.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
father, I take care of you, this and that, but you're going to... He looks exactly like Conan the Barbarian. His genetic musculature, except he's Latin. Back to that stuntman I was talking about. If you type in Schwarzenegger's son versus Schwarzenegger illegitimate son on Google, you will say that's
The illegitimate one looks
Bro,
more like
he
Arnold.
he looks like a mix between Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Rock. But he did for a school project, they replicated the opening of Terminator when he walks into the biker bar naked, and you see through his give me your boots, your clothes, but they made him do it.
Yeah.
Fuck. Hollywood's keeping a close eye on this guy because let me tell you, if he doesn't fuck up, I'm not saying the Kennedy Schwarzenegger kids aren't going to do anything, but this guy, I don't know if you've seen him.
How old are these kids?
I'd say he's about 25. Like now, if ever. Like he kind of
Time is now, yeah.
he kind of looks like a bit of the
Did John F. Kennedy have a son or something that passed away?
Yeah, John F. Kennedy Jr., who was our Trudeau, right?
Yeah.
He's
I heard a conspiracy theory saying that after these elections, Trump's gonna die and the real leader is gonna surface, and it's John F. Kennedy's
There's
son.
this guy going around from Philadelphia saying that he's JFK Jr.
Yeah.
I've
And now there
seen
was a
this
shooting in
motherfucker.
Philadelphia.
He looks like
Suspicious.
he looks like the type of guy, the guy who's going around saying he's JFK Jr. not dead.
Yeah.
He looks like those guys that spend too much times in the Italian or Greek cafes with cigarettes. The guys that wear a scarf even when they're not supposed to. That don't. He looks like that. This guy ain't no fucking JFK Jr. JFK Jr. was an adrenaline junkie, and he took a Cessna plane because he was always right. Nobody could tell him what to do, and he flew his wife and his sister-in-law out of in bad weather in the middle of the night, and they fucking died. But that guy, at the time, was on his way to very dangerously going into the politics world with this magazine called George, when magazines were a thing. And I remember there was a cover with De Niro on it, just like George Washington. Like fucking JFK Jr. calls you, you pick up the phone. Yeah, what do you need? He was known, he was New York City's playboy for real.
Okay.
Where Donald Trump was wanting to be this guy. Donald Trump was a wealthy, kind of good-looking guy with the Miss Universe pageant and the greatest. JFK Jr. was that without even trying. That's how dangerous he was. That's how valuable he was to the Democratic Party. He was George Clooney without trying. You ask anybody who one of the most beautiful looking men in history was next to Elvis Presley, because he was the best looking man ever, was JFK Jr. Look at JFK Jr. John, they called him. The guy had a fucking head of hair. He had everything. And plus he was a lawyer and he was a Kennedy. And his stepfather was Anthony Quinn. Jackie Onassis, right? So he had big Greek money. That's who his stepfather was, right? Now his fucking father died when he was 3 years old.
Yeah.
So he grew up in Mykonos. He grew up with fucking in that world.
Yeah.
In the big
Grew up
rich
with
people.
the elite Greeks.
The
best
elite
one, yeah.
Greeks.
Interesting.
Yanni, before he fucking started dyeing his hair and it dries.
Man, there's a lot of history I haven't learned that I think I should learn.
Well,
Of the world, I mean, in general.
I can't help. I absorb it even when I don't want to. There's a lot of shit I just said that I don't care to know.
Yeah.
But it's just sometimes it's interesting to be like, oh. So yeah, if he would have lived. Okay. Did I ever tell you how sometimes I get the feeling like Justin Trudeau is saying what he believes a politician should say and not necessarily what he wants to say?
Yeah.
Whereas Trump, when he talks, it's like for sure Trump thinks what he's saying.
Yeah.
JFK Jr. was more like the Trump, like he was himself all the time.
Okay.
He wasn't acting. I wish for Trudeau that he would have sat this last couple of elections out and just shut his mouth in a corner for 20 years and then came out as
When
the
he
son,
learned stuff.
When he learned
Yeah.
shit. But he couldn't take it. The fame and the fortune got to him before. But if he would have sat it out for
And
20 years and just been a quiet fucking, politician, he would have been a monster in a couple of years. But he jumped on, and too many loopholes, too many vulnerable spots. But,
Chinks in the armor.
he could come back in the future and do that
Also
shit in 20
the
years.
trades that he was doing.
Yeah, the fucking
what I
illegal shit.
That's what I think. All he did was he got a haircut and be like, I'm not young anymore.
Do you remember when he was fucking growing out a beard and everyone was fucking freaking out?
I remember when he looked like fucking D'Artagnan and the fucking Three Musketeers, bro. I remember being going to Mythos on Park Avenue.
And seeing him there.
And seeing him get on his Vespa with his
Okay.
girlfriend, and he had the fucking. Okay, you remember Johnny? You know how Johnny Depp has this fucking
Yeah.
mustache and a little mini goatee.
Yeah.
But that's natural for Johnny Depp. Trudeau designed it. You could see it was it. He looked like a musketeer. It looked terrible. But I remember him jumping on a Vespa.
How did that feel seeing this guy
I've been seeing him since I'm 10
being
years old.
like this? Yeah, but being like a fucking, young fucking kid
He was
going
Trudeau's
to clubs
kid.
and shit. How did it feel when he became fucking prime minister? But you know him as the guy fucking
I
hopping
didn't
on a
have.
fucking
I
Vespa.
knew it when I was young. I was like, oh, it's happening now. I knew it when I was in fucking high school that this guy was one day going to try to go be prime minister. In fact, the one that was supposed to be prime minister is still like this in an avalanche. You know how
What?
you have George W. Bush and then you have Jeb Bush? Jeb Bush.
Poseidon doesn't know about Trudeau's brother, and he doesn't know about Jeb Bush.
So George W. Bush. the
Honestly,
guy
I
who
think
became-
90% of the stuff you've told me today, I have no clue
George
about.
W. Bush became president in 2000, and then
Yeah.
Al Gore, and he was the son of.
Yeah, he caused 9/11.
He was okay, so you say so, but
Did you say Al
basically-
Gore caused 9/11?
No, George Bush.
Basically,
No, George Bush did not.
I know it was. I
It's
was
a man
just-
called Dick Cheney that started that.
basically,
I was just
George
joking.
W. Bush. It's like he was a Kramer. He fell ass backwards into being prime minister because his numbers. There was his brother who was governor of Florida, who just didn't have the spark to make the people like him. But the guy, any single one of us will have a drink with George W. Bush right now because he's a very entertaining, fucking funny guy. Anybody will say that. Justin's brother was kind of, they picked him to be, it seemed, the heir apparent to becoming prime minister. It just so happened that guy died in an avalanche in BC or something, and his body is still not found.
Oh shit.
And Justin took over that role. But it seemed, I might be crazy, and I know I am, but I remember his brother, his deceased brother, being and then there's another one who's a documentary filmmaker or some shit.
I have no clue, bro. Man, there's a lot. I gotta
How are we doing on
There's
time,
a lot of
boys?
history. We still got some time.
No, because my bladder hurts. But it's
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't worry.
How long can I leave you here alone while I go pee? Is that even allowed?
No, but I think.
I mean, if you can hold on for a minute, we could wrap this thing.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
No. I just wanted to know how much time we had versus the.
It's up to you guys.
No, I want to keep going for hours and hours, like your sex life.
Well, his sex life doesn't go for hours. It goes up until the sirens get closer.
So let's recap here. What did we do here? What the hell did we accomplish today?
I
feel like I haven't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you attempted to teach me on a bunch of stuff. You haven't stopped talking.
Well, I'll tell you what you guys have accomplished. You got to inform Poseidon that there was a man called JFK, that he had a family, that the Kennedys were very important. They were the Onassis of the United States of America.
We're the Onassis of the United States. This is the best way to say
the only
it.
thing I knew was that he tried to bring back implement the silver standard.
Essentially, he tried to get rid of the Federal Reserve. That's why they killed him. They tried to get rid of the Federal
Apparently
Reserve,
it's
get rid of
empty,
the
right?
Rothschilds.
And they would only take pictures of it from angles where it looked full.
What?
The Federal Reserve.
Oh, no, you're talking about Fort Knox.
Right.
The Federal Reserve is the people who print the money.
Okay, Fort
what
Knox
happened
is Die Hard 3.
Well, the two presidents that I know of their assassinations, like the details, Lincoln and Kennedy.
Was as soon as they started.
As soon as they told the central banks to fuck off, the world bankers, they both got offed. So people like to talk about Lincoln and freeing the slaves and stuff like that. Well, no, he got offed after he said...
Well, we know money is what controls the
he
world.
said, no,
right?
we don't want foreign banks. We have the greenback. We have our own currency that we're going to use. Fuck that. He got offed.
So who's this Bitcoin guy that's going to get assassinated?
Well,
What?
Bitcoin isn't really replacing. It's because they're getting involved in it, right? So they're just going to start regulating that. It's all about them maintaining.
They
control.
jumped in at the right time. But if
If you
Bitcoin went
control
off
the
on its own,
It
people
can't
would
go
die.
off. It can't go off on its own unless the problem is that unless governments acknowledge it, and you could put it in your regular bank, and so basically they're going to decide what's because you can have 8 billion Bitcoin that's worth $1 million today. If tomorrow it's decided that no one's going to accept it, your Bitcoin is worth
finished.
nothing.
Did you see this?
So they could fuck, and I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to fuck people.
See this woman that scammed.
Well,
How about that guy that threw away his hard drive?
Poseidon with his dad's porn there on it.
Well, there's a guy that threw away his hard drive with like 1,000 Bitcoin in them, and
somebody found it.
No, it's over. It's
Yeah, because it's
he bought them and he forgot that he bought them.
Yeah.
He would have had $350 million.
Speaking of hard drives, did you see what's been happening with Joe Biden's son?
He brought a 50, 60-year-old man who's well-known, smart around the world, the son of a vice president for 2 terms, is stupid enough to bring a computer to a seemingly not even Best Buy, just some shitty
random
computer store.
I don't even care if that's
My point is that's the only part that made me go like,
I don't believe that's how they got it. I believe they got it off the cloud. They're bullshitting. It's just an excuse.
Okay, so that's it. That's where my question marks
but the
went off
photos
is,
that came out were of him
I
banging
saw
young broads,
yeah,
smoking
yeah.
crack.
He's like everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like everybody else in the fucking world.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing. Like you're making it sound like I'm on Sauvé and La Jeunesse at the corner when it says, MacBook Pro, $4.
Yeah.
Come in.
Yeah.
Hey, my friend, where the guy's wearing slippers fixing your computer. That's what it sounds like to me.
You think because he ran out of money with all that crack he bought?
No, I think he might be right.
He
Where
didn't run out of money.
the
He's got
people
money.
that hated his shit, they went after him. But what the fuck do I care? Because no matter who the leader is, my life doesn't change, bro. Neither
Yeah,
will
sure. You told
yours.
me about this the other day.
And I mean it. Let Quebec separate from Canada. God bless. At least we could talk about other
that's
shit.
not good for us here.
For whatever it is, it's not going to change my
economically,
life.
It will change your
And
life directly. That will change your life directly.
It will change my life in the sense that I'm not going to hear about it all the time. No,
Is that-
actually,
that's all
I
you
will
think
hear
changes?
about it in the past tense because it happened, and now I'm going to hear all the complaints because it happened.
Yeah, and
versus
and
the complaints as if it did. But it's my day-to-day life will not.
Hold on, the what
Yes,
now?
it will.
It will not.
The bread line.
How will it not change? It just separate. You think you could just separate from the country? Everything just goes back to normal.
I'm not separating from nowhere.
Well,
That's not how it works. You can't just be like,
I'm saying
I've
my
heard.
daily life will not change. It doesn't matter who the fuck
if Quebec
is in.
separates, your daily life will 100. Everybody's daily
Really?
life will 100% change. Of
How?
course. How? We don't have our own currency. What are we going to
I'm
devalue?
sure
Be a
they
shit
will
show.
figure out some bullshit.
Yeah, but you understand there's no grace. People need to be alive.
I
There's
understand.
no grace. Okay,
but I'm
guys,
saying
for a year you
it'll
can't
be
buy
set up.
anything.
There's
for
no
me to
trial.
live
There's no
okay.
trial period.
Yeah.
There's
It'll
no
be set
tutorial like in video
It'll
games.
be set up for me to live okay. It'll be fine. I guarantee you. I think the mass hysteria about it is worse than what actually would happen.
But I think I don't know who brought this up to me last time. Quebec has enough resources.
I brought that up to you.
Yeah, you brought that up
But
to me.
Aluminum?
there's a problem with that.
Aluminum, trees, hydro.
George brought it up in the morning show. The problem with that is that if Quebec wants to separate, like Gretchen had said, okay, you separate, but you
Yeah.
get Quebec as it was before Quebec joined Canada, before it joined the Union,
That's very fucking
is-
Kretzy was a smart motherfucker.
which is
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
because
yeah,
they
yeah.
gave them the
Smart
rest. This
fucking
wasn't
guy.
all, yeah. So he goes, okay, you can get it. It's basically Montreal, Quebec City. You have
we're
no
giving it to
natural
you
resources.
as
Yeah,
it was.
yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah. Oh, yeah, I
the way we
remember
bought
this.
the condo is the
Exactly.
way we're giving it back to you.
Yeah, so then we're
Yeah,
fucked because we don't have the
Tabarnak.
natural resources anymore.
But I know that we light up pretty much fucking all the way down to Boston.
Yeah.
Like that, where they light their
But
light
we won't
switches
have that
are
anymore
UX.
if that's what we
Yeah,
do.
because it's gonna belong to Canada.
The,
Yeah.
the,
So then they're just going to charge Montreal crazy rent. We're
because
fucked.
unfortunately for the French is that a lot of them they go by heart and not logic.
No, it's not a French
No,
thing.
no, no.
People know.
They go by like let's separate to keep our pride and whatever, and they don't think about
No, it's not
that
every.
part.
No, it's not every French person that wants to separate. They're two different things. Like being proud to be a Quebecer, being proud of the language, doesn't necessarily mean that you want to separate.
I'm proud to be a Quebecer, but I'm not sure if other Quebecers are happy that I'm proud to be a Quebecer. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, but you're gonna find people
it's
like
because
that,
you
for
and
sure.
I
Yeah.
and you
I'm proud
were
to be a
born and raised here, and we're proud Quebecers.
Yeah.
And if in Los Angeles, because I've been to one of these parties, they are throwing a 24th of June Saint Jean Baptiste party,
They do that,
and
in,
you
like,
go
Yeah,
to
California?
yeah,
to
there's a lot of
the
expats.
Quebecer movie workers, okay, party. Where you go to an industry party where everybody's a Quebecer and they separate and they want to celebrate, they will still treat me as an outsider in that party.
even though you're from here.
Even though I'm born and raised in Quebec, they know that I'm not, I don't speak Joual.
Well,
and
to
I'm
be
not-
fair, that's how everyone treats you at parties.
You're right. But my point is, where do we stand? Who are we? So here we are growing up. You're not Canadian, you're Greek. You're not a Quebecer, you're Greek. You go to Greece, they say Americano. Who the fuck are we? That's one of our biggest things I find.
That's why I feel
from
like I'm
this
lucky.
generation.
What?
That's why I feel like I'm lucky.
And that we are
Why?
not.
Well, Greeks, when I go to Greece, first of all, there's nobody calls me an American or a
Do you
Canadian.
speak Greek like Greek TV?
Yeah, fluently.
Okay, well
yeah.
there you go.
So
See,
they
I
can't
speak
tell.
Italian.
But also
like,
Canadians claim me as Canadian. They don't say Greek comedian. They say Canadian comedian. I'm pretty lucky.
Well, okay.
Everyone's trying to claim you. Nobody's trying to
People
claim
do
us.
accept-
everybody's like Pantelis. He likes American. He's American. He's Canadian. He's Quebec.
People
He's
do
Greek.
it sub-
Poseidon, they're like,
subconsciously
he's
to
not part of this fucking planet. Nobody wants him. Pakistan, do you want this guy?
them. People do it
Even Pakistan's
subconsciously
like-
too. They do it
No, my friend. No.
Grape.
subconsciously.
Yeah, well, I'm happy. Like I'm happy when I see the Canadian flag. I'm happy when I see the Quebec flag. But I'm also happy when I see the American flag. I'm happy when I see those flags. Also, the Japanese flag makes me happy for some reason.
God bless America, and I mean
Yeah.
it. Greatest fucking memories of my life were in the United States.
You know which movie I saw recently that I hadn't seen that I should have watched?
Under Siege.
You're going back to that, really?
Oh, what did you see?
Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
Very good movie.
Very,
I can smell your cunt.
very
You know what scene shocked me
beautifully-
that I wasn't expecting? Like, that you'd never see
Big
in a movie of today?
What?
Is the part where he throws her cum at her.
Yeah.
Yeah, his cum at her. Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Migs.
guy on the
Yeah,
way
Migs.
I
to
cut myself. Look at
Yeah.
the blood.
the guy on the way to Lecter.
Yeah, Migs.
You know,
Yeah.
they wanted to make a jail. Like, if you notice, all of those captors, all those prisoners have bars.
Yeah.
Except
But Lecter was too smart.
Has plexiglass.
Yeah, he was too smart.
And the only reason Lecter has plexiglass is because the cameras, you couldn't shoot him in full. There was always a bar, and you wanted to show that he was standing still, talking to her. It bugged the director so much that the set designer said, you know what, let's put plexiglass with holes in it like he's a hamster, and it'll be fine. But it fed into
they played it.
It's like he could eat through the bars.
Yeah.
But the only reason was so that
interesting.
Anthony Hopkins could get a nice close-up and she could get a nice close-up.
Man, those scenes...
That is a very strong, positive, feminist movie.
You told me about this.
Jodie Foster is up against the guys throughout that whole movie
and wins.
Then again,
the old guy
it's a feminist movie, not shoving it down your throat like doing Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angel is not a feminist movie.
But you know what I'm saying?
Kill Bill is.
What I mean
Kill Bill
is you see she's a student. There's guys around her all the time.
Yeah.
She gets in the elevator. She's 5 feet tall. There's guys around her all the time.
Yeah.
She goes to the crime scene. There's guys everywhere.
But she is smarter. She gets cum thrown at her.
It is a feminist movie, but not where it's saying men are stupid. It was just very well made. I fucking love that movie, and I've watched it enough that I've even watched a lot of the B footage of that movie.
The ending.
And he got that script while he was doing theater in London. He had no idea what the fuck it was. He read it.
The guy playing Hannibal?
Yeah. He was well known, but not, oh my God, look who it is. You know, he's at the status of like, I think he's Sir now. But besides that, in acting, he's up there with Brando, right?
Yeah. He's Sir Poseidon's ma'am.
You know that during that those fires in California, it's eerie.
Hold on.
How his house, Anthony Hopkins' house, was untouched. And we're talking miles and miles of forest and houses burnt to the fucking ground. And his house, it's as if God said, don't burn this one. It's very weird. Check out Anthony Hopkins' house during fire. You'll be like, that's fucked up.
Do you think he put down some kind of weird like...
No, he ate flesh.
Excuse me? Like for real?
Yeah.
Like human flesh?
That's what flesh is. Like that movie Alive, where the Chilean soccer players have to eat each other to stay alive.
I haven't seen that.
And the guy in the movie is from...
but hold on, I want to talk about the ending of Silence of the Lambs. Yeah,
talk about this new hit movie that you just saw.
No, I wanna see.
Directed by. Who is it directed by?
I want to see if it made sense to me.
Okay,
it's directed by
the hold on. The director.
I gotta freeze you for a second. Did you just say? I know this is the intellectuals, but did you just ask? I gotta see if it makes sense to me. Well, wouldn't you know? Wouldn't you be able to dictate if it makes sense to you?
Yeah, it kind of makes. But I want to see if somebody else got the same idea. Like, well, hold on.
Part 3, Ray Liotta ate his own brain.
Part 3 of what, bro? What the fuck are you talking
Sounds
about?
of the Lambs.
Hold on, there's multiple parts to this shit?
Yeah, there's Red Dragon. Red Dragon, which is the remake of Manhunter.
Yeah.
Which is part 1 where Brian Cox played Hannibal Lecter. And it was directed by the Miami Vice guy. So it kind of looks...
It's very Miami Vice.
The guy from CSI... The guy with the gray hair like me, CSI, he's Clarice in Manhunter. And then they made the movie Red Dragon where Edward Norton and Hannibal. And then they made, what was part 2 of Silence of the Lambs?
Hannibal.
Where,
so just so you know,
Julianne Moore
Julianne Moore.
Played
I always had a crush on Julianne Moore.
Yeah, she was good in that movie Assassins with Stallone and Antonio Banderas. I just kill your brother.
You never liked Julianne Moore?
She was good. Yeah, she was good freckle face. Yeah. She did a good imitation of Clarice.
Julianne Moore? I don't know. I feel like Googling her right
The guy who shot Ronald Reagan in 1980 did it for Jodie Foster, I think. Who was in love with Jodie Foster?
Oh, I know her.
Shot Ronald Reagan. John Hinckley.
John Hinckley, yeah.
The guy who shot Ronald Reagan did it for Jodie Foster, the most attractive of the females.
I don't have the hots for Jodie Foster.
No, she's a good actor. Like
she's a great actress.
Panic Room.
Yeah.
You know what I found?
Panic Room made me
sexy?
panic.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, is that the one with the actor that has the lazy eye?
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, it's Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah. Him.
Jodie Foster, who came out to defend the fuck out of Mel Gibson, by the way. She loves him. They're best friends.
Oh, really?
when all that getting drunk and all that shit, her and Robert Downey Jr. came out and said, Hollywood, I vouch for this guy.
Yeah.
Because Robert Downey Jr. was dead, and Mel Gibson put him in a movie with the plane. But
so Mel Gibson looks out for the homies.
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr., very Jewish, says, please spare Apocalypto. But Jodie Foster was, John Hinckley, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. There was a part where I actually found it a bit attractive. I see her on Rai TV speaking fluent fucking Italian. Maybe because there was the ocean behind her and she was just she wasn't speaking like she learned from a book. She was speaking like if somebody came in here and spoke to us in Quebecois right now and we just answered. It was so natural to her. I was like, that's attractive. Okay, she speaks Italian as fucking good as me and better.
But Poseidon, get to the point that we've cut you off.
Yes. Silence of the Lambs. The director of the FBI was in cahoots with Hannibal Lecter. Is that?
What? No. Is that what you understood?
Yeah.
You're talking about the actor.
Because he said there's a phone call for you.
He looks like.
And then the way he looked at her.
The actor that looks like Kill Bill? That guy?
No.
Is that who I'm talking?
He's talking about
the other guy that says, "Not as many pretty girls as you come in here." That idiot.
Remember that idiot?
No, that guy.
Oh,
that guy looks like.
Guy.
Why don't you just?
He's the guy who had the hospital. He was like in charge of the mental hospital.
Yeah.
No.
Was the other actor, the
himself.
Cop guy, looks like
Carradine. But he's talking about the head of the FBI. You've seen him in different movies, but he's the head of her boss or whatever.
All I'm picturing is Scott Glenn.
Hannibal Lecter got away.
Yes,
he's not in cahoots with the guy
in Italy, if you notice.
Yeah.
And
that was Italy.
And in part 2, the one with Julianne Moore.
How did the first one? He was in Africa.
But at the end, he's not walking in Italy?
No, he's walking in Africa. And then he's in the second part, they track him down to Italy.
And Giancarlo Giannini, another actor who, he's the cop in part 2 that gets flung from the balcony and his guts fall out.
No. You just ruined one of the best scenes. He hasn't seen it.
It doesn't matter. He won't remember this. And Giancarlo Giannini is one of those guys. He always talk like this with the cigarette in his mouth. He's Italian, talking like they need the cigarette to talk.
When you go home, go check out Hannibal.
He does De Niro
on Netflix.
I don't know if it's like this in Greece. I don't think so. Because I found in Greece, a lot of people spoke English. In Italy,
they all do.
The TV Italian language is very important. They all watch dubbed movies in Italian. Whereas the guy dubbing the voice of George Clooney is as famous as George Clooney.
But in Italy.
In Italy. So Giancarlo Giannini, the cop in the part 2 Hannibal, this guy, he does Tony Soprano, he does Robert De Niro, he does Al Pacino. But in Heat, I wonder if it's him talking to himself. I don't know.
What? What the fuck did you just say?
I'm saying the guy that dubs the voice. You know, there's one guy that's famous.
Yes.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember Time Life? You guys Google this. Time Life music. Time Life music, Thunderstruck or Time Life music commercial for this. Okay. Turn up the heat.
Yeah.
Classic music, Time Life. It was Time Life Bucks commercial and it started with this song.
Perfect. So you told the people at home to Google that. I'm going to tell them.
Why don't you tell them to Google you?
I'm going to tell them Poseidon69 for me, pantelscomedy.com and mikeword.ca. And where are we going to find you, Guido? That's the thing. We can't.
Pretty much right here. I have to say, I was thinking about this.
We can't.
My only foray into the outside world, period, is here. I don't even like, comment, see, nothing. This is it. If you want to find me, you got to find me right fucking here.
I know how to find him. So I know how to
that's
bring him
the
here,
real truth. Not kidding.
So I think that's it. Don't forget, peeps at home. So we got this today, the intellectuals. Tomorrow is morning show on Wednesday.
Tomorrow's Wednesday?
Yeah. And then Friday is the morning show again. Saturday in bed with Poseidon.
I'm going to stop you right there. This is why you're an idiot.
Why?
If the show isn't live, you can't say tomorrow, today.
Oh yeah, it's true.
You can't be this stupid. It's not possible.
I forgot because
hold on.
That's what a radio guy would do.
Yeah, I know.
A radio guy would give traffic updates.
Yeah. I know the gimmick of the show is that you're a retard.
No.
That is impressively stupid.
No, but the thing, I'm used to us being live. That's why.
6 months. They could listen to this in 6 months, and it has to
even
be
if it's
current.
live. I don't say tomorrow. I say Wednesday, Monday. I give the.
Oh
dates.
yeah, it's true. Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
My apologies.
You will be able to catch these guys wherever the hell you get your podcasts. You get them first on Patreon, patreon.com/Pantelis. That's where you head to catch these two motherfuckers before anyone else. Thank you for watching and listening.